Of Rolls-Royce in Crewe. 3,000 workers were summoned to a mid-morning meeting to be told nearly 1,000 of them would have to go.
Morale is rock bottom. It's difficult to describe. I think morale is a word now that's out of the Rolls-Royce dictionary. It just isn't any at all.
The company were quite clear about their reasons: the collapse of the luxury car market in a recession that shows no sign of ending.
The luxury car market has been in decline over the last 2 years due to the recession in worldwide economies. We've had to react to that in a very dramatic way.
When will things get better?
Well, that's something that we're unable to say. We don't see any signs of recovery.
This is the sixth in a series of announcements at Rolls-Royce over the past 18 months. 1,700 workers were laid off here last year. And though the size of today's redundancies has taken many workers by surprise, the decision itself seems to have been widely expected.
You tend to live with it, take it day by day and see what happens. Keep coming in till you get told not to.
Well, it's the blokes' livelihood, you know, blokes with families, got kids, they don't know what's going to happen.
Plus we've had it for the last 2 years, so fate.
Fate has dealt Crewe some fierce blows in recent years. British Rail Engineering, the town's other main employer, has also shed 3,000 jobs. And the effect of all this on the town centre is there for everyone to see. Next week, councillors will travel to London to beg for government help.
At this stage, we've been ignored. After next week, I'll know whether we've been abandoned or not.
Crewe is a dying town now. There's no two ways about it. That shall knock-on effect to the local traders in the town and the actual individuals' families. I don't think you can actually measure. It's immeasurable.
While the Rolls-Royce workers were waiting to hear which of them would be going, the second blow was falling.
Concerned about the employees from various factories have been made redundant, including Rolls-Royce, whereby they've got debts and other problems that we're trying to help them with. We have opened a welfare rights centre where we're offering free advice to help them with the various problems they've got. And then, of course, we've got the problem of the school leavers. We are trying to give advice all around and hopefully we'll help them in some way.
So there's some support available for them there at least?
There's full support for them there, yes.
Well, Peter Kent, you're the leader of the local council. This really puts you in something of a spot, doesn't it, this continuing series of redundancies here. You're trying to promote Crewe as a place for people to bring their businesses to do business successfully.
That's right, and it's ironic that when you look at the map of Britain, you'll see Crewe right in the middle of the communications link for rail and road. We've still got enormous potential for industry to come here. And if only the government had listened to us a couple of years ago, then we could have insured against this sort of blow. A couple of years ago we were saying to them, look, we know the things that are going to happen unless we get some assistance. We've got the fastest rising rate of unemployment of anywhere in the northwest. Unless we get some assistance now, we're going to be an unemployment black spot. They simply didn't listen, and now we are an unemployment black spot.
So what are you going to say to them now?
Next week, by coincidence, we've got a rather junior minister coming to visit Crewe and Nantwich, and he's going to get his ears bent in no uncertain fashion, I can tell you. We're going to be producing all these figures and all these arguments and trying to see if at long last we can get some government assistance. Without that, a very small council can't do a great deal.
Chances of success, very briefly, do you think?
Too early to say yet. There won't be any lack of effort on our part.
Thank you both very much for joining us, and now back to the studio.
Preferred bidder over a management buyout team, but the company says it can't comment over the implications for jobs. Robin Anderson reports now from Crewe, where the Royal Train is based.
In Crewe, they're used to industrial worry. Hundreds of jobs were lost here during the recession. Now, fresh concern and some indignation at news that Rail Express Systems, which runs the Royal Train as well as some Royal Mail and charter services, could soon fall to foreign owners.
I think it's a disgrace. I think it's just typical of the government that they're looking anywhere but in their own country. And a town like us, we've got everything, the skills and the expertise. And what more do you want?
Well, we should stay in this country if it's going to be sold off, I think.
It's certainly not going to be the British Railway anymore. And I mean, that's what it's always been known as.
Yeah.
It's just a shame.
There's no guarantees. I mean, we just want jobs here, connected with Crewe, and build from there.
Wisconsin Central has a turnover of hundreds of millions of dollars and has recently taken over rail companies in Canada and New Zealand. It has confirmed that it is interested in Royal Express Systems. Until the leaked memo identifying the Americans as the preferred bidders, the local council in Crewe knew nothing of the developments, and it shares concern over RES.
If it's taken over by someone whose allegiance isn't to this country or to this area, then clearly if something happens in Wisconsin that gives the company problems, then the likelihood is that that will affect people who currently work for Rail Express Systems rather than the home base. We don't have any control over it. We don't have any channels through which we can make our views known, as it would be if it was a British company, and people are bound to be very worried about that.